Yo, what's good YouTube, man? It's Gary with Another Fan TV, man. Back at another video. Like the content of this video, smash that like button. Like the content of this channel, go ahead and subscribe, man. Look, all right, man. Today is the final day of open practice for the Ravens as far as training camp goes. Heading into that final preseason game versus the Buccaneers. So the Ravens training camp day 22. We're gonna go over some injuries, and then a couple of highlights that happened at practice. They're not really doing too much because obviously they're kind of in game mode, getting ready for the last preseason game, then obviously the season, right? All right. First thing I want to talk about is some news that came out today is that Ravens legend Terrell Suggs will be inducted to the Ring of Honor, First Alliance. Well deserved. There are a lot of legendary Ravens, and Terrell Suggs is near the top of the list of those guys. Probably, definitely the greatest pass rusher in Ravens history. And after he gets inducted into the Ring of Honor, he's going to the Hall of Fame next. You know what I mean? So that's dope. And it's First Alliance, and luckily that's the game I get to go see. So I'm getting to see that in the stadium. So I'm pumped about that. So yeah, man, Terrell Suggs, Ring of Honor, much deserved. Okay. Now next, injuries, right? So who was out today? Tyler Huntley, Melvin Gordon, Pat McCarr, Bateman, Bridges, Andrews, Ham, Seymour, and Humphrey. Now, Melvin Gordon, I don't know what happened. Bateman is a rest day, presumably, because nobody said anything about him getting injured. So I'm assuming that they're just taking it slow with him. Kind of how, like, Odell play, practice a couple of days, get a day off. I think it's like that. Mark Andrews, they haven't changed. It still says nothing serious. And yeah, Kamal Seymour, they said was a surprise. So we'll see what's going on with him. He has been good during this training camp preseason process. So you don't want to see him get lost to injury. So hopefully it's nothing too serious for him. Now, in terms of people that return, you guys corrected me in the comments. Jalen Armour-Davis did return yesterday, so that's great news for the Ravens. But today, Geno Stone returned to the field for the Ravens, and he's been out for a long time. It's got to be close to a month. He's been out for a really long time. I'm assuming he didn't go too hard today. So I am glad to see Geno Stone out there. He's just another guy that gives the Ravens more versatility in that secondary. When he got a chance to start last season, a couple games, I thought he played well. I think he's good enough to be a team starter in this league. But the Ravens obviously have a lot of talent at safety. So, but glad to see Geno Stone out there. All right. Now, a couple highlights. They said that Lamar Jackson threw the ball well today. And then also Odell Beckham made another crazy one-hand catch. This time, this one was out of bounds, right? But it had Nelson Aguilar checking OBJ's gloves, like, yo, what you got going on over here? So I don't want to get to the point where him doing a spectacular becomes mundane. But we're hearing about this every other day. It seems like Odell is showing off and showing out. So that gets me excited for what he's going to do during the regular season. I'm pumped about it. And in terms of Lamar Jackson, I think that he has some up and downs in practice versus the Commanders, right? Which is kind of like his first real test against a live defense. It's not the Ravens, you know what I'm saying? He had a lot of deep passes, was short on some, overthrew some other ones. But today they say he had a good day throwing the football, right? So I think for Lamar, it's all about getting that timing right, which is why I know I put the poll out there. It's like 70% no. Lamar Jackson's request to play in the final preseason game, it makes sense. I think he realized that he needs some rep, needs some time, needs some rhythm is the word I'm looking for. Now, I'm not saying he should play or he's going to play, but I understand why he made the request of John Harbaugh to play. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't really gone against a live defense that can hit him. And we don't want to see Lamar Jackson get hit in preseason. I know all of that, but I'm just stating the facts here. The Texans are not going to be a great team. Multiple people mentioned that could be quote unquote Lamar Jackson's warm-up game. But at the end of the day, they're still an NFL team that's going to be playing all their starters trying to win the game. You know what I mean? So there's no guarantee on that. Are the Ravens the heavy favorite? Of course, but there's no guarantees in that. So if he doesn't play in preseason, I'm fine with it. If he gets out there for a series or two, I'm fine with it. You know what I mean? I understand both sides. All right. On defense, man, the guy I want to talk about, they said Darius Washington caught an interception today. They said Lamar Jackson had a good day throwing the ball, even though Darius caught a pick. I don't really want to talk about the throwing the interception, but I want to talk about Darius making another play. This is now day 22. It feels like at least half of these days we've mentioned Darius Washington's name. I think that I might even put it in the title of this video. Darius Washington deserves to be the Ravens nickel corner. He has been the most consistent guy throughout the entire summer. We're talking about mini camps. We're talking about training camp. We're talking about preseason games. He's been out there through it all. We're going to talk about the number one best ability is what they say is availability. To my knowledge, he really hasn't been hurt this summer, right? That's a big deal. Every other Ravens corner seemed to have gone down with an injury, especially for that CB3 spot. Marlette went down. Jalen Armour Davis is back, but he went down previously. Pepe Williams, like he has a really serious injury right now. Darius Washington is the only guy that stood the test of time and held up, and he's playing well. So it's not a sympathy like, well, he's the only guy healthy, give him the job. No, he's balling out too. The last game versus the Commanders, excuse me, he had 7 tackles, 5 solos, and I think 3 pass breakups. He was balling out there. And we got to remember the whole first half, the Commanders had out their first team offense, right? So not like he was going against guys that's not going to be on the roster week 1 for the Commanders. He was going against their starters, right? So for me, he has done enough to win the job for CB3. That's just my personal opinion. I think but week 1, when you roll out versus the Texans, you're going to have Darby on one side, Rocket Scene on the other side. You're going to have Darius Washington holding up the middle, holding up that nickel slot, all right? That's the way I would roll with it. I think that's, if we're going off of merit-based performance and not talking about, Jalen Armour Davis was drafted in the 3rd or 4th round, whatever round he was, somewhere around there. And Darius was either a late pick or undrafted. I can't remember exactly, but and on top of that, he has the experience. He's been here. This is now his 3rd year, right? Now, obviously, 2nd year in the Mike McDonald scheme, but still, 3rd year on the Ravens. He's a confident player. Every time I've seen him play, it's never been like he's overmatched out there. I don't really like what Darius Washington's doing out there. I don't care about his size, being 5'8", buck 85 or something like that. To me, it doesn't matter. He plays hard, he hits hard, and he has ball skills, right? If we're being, like I said, if we're being a merit-based, performance-based, who wins cornerback 3, it's Darius Washington. That's who the Ravens should start out there versus the Texans. That's my vote. And on top of that, we talked about Jalen Armour Davis. He just returned back yesterday. He's gonna have a week and a half or so before the first game. But is he going to be ready? We don't know that. So, yeah, man. So that's kind of your Ravens news for today. A light day, like I said, because they're going into this final preseason game versus the Bucks, and I believe today was the final open practice. So it's been a cool summer, interesting summer. The Ravens have done a lot of interesting things for offense. The defense has pretty much continued to be strong, even though they were losing depth at the cornerback position. And I'm excited for this upcoming season. Obviously, the videos will keep coming. Just because training camp is over doesn't mean that we're stopping or taking a break. We're going to keep pumping our Ravens content, man. So, yeah, man, that's my thoughts on it. That's the report for today. Thank you guys for watching this video. If it's your first time here or you've come back multiple times, consider hitting that subscribe button, man. I love talking about the Ravens. I love talking about football. And, yeah, man, hit that subscribe button, man. So, it's Gabriel. This is Fan TV. I'm out.